present a flexible line for shoe assembly. We present the FlexiLine shoe assembly line with two independent levels and integrated dryer activators and steamers. This system is characterized by its flexibility and versatility. FlexiLine adapts to your production needs. Used in both high-quality and high-productivity factories. These are the dryer and the inline activator. They are used for sandal assembly and sole pressing. Here we see how the sandal is automatically activated before assembly. The activator controls the temperature and time. The correct temperature is important for a good assembly. This is the steam activator before assembly. This steamer leaves the tip of the shoe very soft. The assembler only has to take the shoe from the car and assemble it. If we look at the continuity and productivity, they are very high. Now let's see how the dryer and activator work for pressing soles. We see how the presser receives the sole and the shoe at the correct temperature and time. If the line is 2 levels, we can put an activator on each of the 2 levels. These devices, in addition to allowing high productivity, help to reduce the space required for drying. If we look at production at a single level, it can be very high. 180 pairs per hour. Only with FlexiLine, we can configure 2 different routes to be able to join 2 current traditional lines in a single line. We see how the upper level car stops at a different point than the lower level car. In the image above, we see how 2 workers each work at a different level. Can you choose to make the same style of shoe on both levels or different styles, one on each level? Now we begin to see why it is possible to join 2 lines into one. Can we choose between 2 ways of working, automatic or manual? Can we automatically select the stop time through the computer? It is important to observe how the cars are always together. In this way, the work is more continuous and there is no loss of time. With just the push of a button, we switch from automatic mode to manual mode. Now we see how the car exits manually. The cars are grouped together thanks to their mechanical clutch. We see how the carts are stopped until the operator releases them. This movement of the cart allows for more continuity. For this, it is important that the cars are always together. In the following sequence with Flexel line, we see how the worker makes the cart advance at the speed he needs. With Flexilin, the cart is stopped until the operator decides to release it. This line has a built-in vaporizer that prevents the worker from reactivating outside the line, thus wasting less time. The speed of this operator is 180 pairs per hour. For this reason, we can guarantee that with Flexel line we can increase the production of current traditional lines by around 50%. Our flexible line really offers very high productivity ranges. The built-in vaporizer also allows for high productivity. In this other image, we see how the worker who works on a traditional line goes at the speed of the line, which is usually very slow. The speed we see from this worker is 90 pairs per hour, half that of FlexiLine. On this type of line, the cars are separated, they are not together, and the speed is very slow. We can also see that it does not have a built-in vaporizer. We see how the worker at the top of the screen with FlexiLine works more continuously and faster. We present the FlexiLine shoe assembly line with two independent levels and integrated dryer activators and steamers. Each level has a production capacity of between 150 and 300 pairs per hour. Optionally, we can incorporate a 4.0 productivity control. This is the dryer and activator before pressing. Now we will talk and explain through some videos. What is the difference between Flexel line and traditional lines on the market? This is the problem with the conveyor belt. Here we can see how the first worker cannot continue working. On the conveyor belt, workers cannot all work at the same time. When 4 workers are doing the same operation, they cannot work at the same time. When there are 4 workers doing the same job in our system, all 4 can work at the same time. In this video we can see how in the car there are 2 finished shoes and 2 unfinished ones. The first 2 have been made by 2 other workers before. In this factory in Vietnam we can see how 4 operators work in the same operation and achieve productions of 300 pairs per hour on each level. In this factory there were previously 6 lines, now there are only 3 with a 40% increase in productivity and a 50% space saving. In this simulation we can see how the first 2 operators make the first 2 shoes, and at the next station the other 2 operators make the remaining 2 shoes for each cart. This is possible thanks to the exclusive movement of the carts that work with a mechanical clutch and are always together. system allows each operator to perform at their maximum. With FlexiLine, we can work with one operator per operation, 2 or 4 depending on how slow the operation is. For this reason, with FlexiLine, you can achieve productions of between 200 and 300 pairs per hour at each level. This is an extreme, but with FlexiLine you can also work with fewer operators depending on productivity demands. That is why we can guarantee that the FlexiLine is the best and most flexible system on the market.